Hey, everybody, if you want to support the podcast, please support us by buying Salt Electrolytes. They are the best electrolyte supplement on the market, and use code Foxcast15 at checkout. Foxcast15 at checkout.
Also, if you want to support the podcast,
don't say it. Don't say it. You're going to say something really stupid. Dude, I just did an awesome promo.
Buy us whiskey.
Buy us whiskey. Ooh, yes. Dude, Buffalo Trace is cheap.
Yeah, it's like $24.
$24. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the BJJ Foxcast, brought to you by Salt Electrolytes, the best electrolyte supplement in the industry. My name is Alex Martinez. I'm your host. I'm here with my co-host, Tojo.
It's the International BJJ Foxcast. IBJJF for short.
The IBJJF for short. Hey, wouldn't it be funny if the IBJJF sent us a cease and desist? Please stop mentioning
That's how I know we're right. I'll tell Danny.
Oh, yeah. Like, hey, not for nothing, but you're an unofficial
We should send
sponsor.
them a cease and desist.
We should. That's our shit.
Yeah, fuckers. We were obviously here first.
Duh, stupid. I had one guy, he was saying that because we were going back and forth about the 80cc versus IBJJF, and I think 80cc is awesome. It's just not profitable. It doesn't make money, right? I mean, it's not, as a business, I mean, you got to have, like, let's just call it, all of it is disposable income, right? Because they don't make any money.
I mean, the whole point of it wasn't to make money.
Right. Yeah. So, and hey, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So,
spectacle.
I was just talking to one dude about that, and we're going back and forth. And he says, well, IBJJF has been around longer. I was like, well, IBJJF was founded in like 1984, and 80cc was like in 1988. Mm-hmm. So
no, he's right.
It is longer. That's what he said. So that's older. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm older than Ramsey.
That's true. Yeah.
By 2 years.
Microsoft is older than Apple.
Oh, shit. Then why does it suck so bad?
I don't know. Oh, man. I can't wait till that dude dies. What's his name?
Which one? One of them already did.
Gordon Ramsay. What's his name? No.
Gordon Ramsay.
No. What's the guy from Microsoft? What's his name?
Someone's yelling because we're both so stupid.
I only hate him when I'm trying to close shit. You know what I mean? Hey, you want to update this? No, I want to fucking close it. Hey, you can restart your computer and wait here for a day.
I was going to say, like, every other week, it's like, hey, you have to shut your computer off in an hour or it explodes. I don't know. Yeah. It's like it forces you to reboot your computer. Like, fuck you, I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm an Apple whore now.
Yeah, because it all works.
Yeah, it all works. It just works.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there is something to say about a really good user interface, and that's what Apple has. That's what they focused on.
100%.
You know, so... It may not be the top of the line because I would say that like the cameras on most Androids are probably better, but
for sure, dude.
But God, they're pieces of shit.
They are pieces of shit. Well, I mean, I remember one of my corporate jobs. They had like you could choose whether you wanted like an iPhone or an Android. I was like, well, I already have an iPhone for my personal use. Maybe I'll just try the Android, see what's it about. No.
I bet we'll get more shit about this than we will about the
bro. That lasted like a month, and I was like, fuck this phone, dude. It sucks.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I used to do the like Motorola's and LGs and all that kind of shit too.
Yeah. Great camera though.
Yeah. Cool.
I only got it because they had that little pen.
I like how they tricked people. Oh yeah, the little stylus.
Yeah.
They tricked people into thinking it was taking awesome moon pictures.
Oh, that's right.
It was just AI.
It was just AI. Yeah, it was early
Congrats.
version. Yeah, it was like an early version of like an AI kind of thing.
You might as well just go to Google and download a picture. It's the same shit.
Well, yeah, I guess somebody had like a moon or some kind of lamp in their house.
Mm. Oh, and it's like, hey, look, this is the moon.
And then it converted it into like a really good picture.
He's like, wait a second.
Yeah, I'm not falling for this again. Oh shit, man! I was out, man, before you got here. I was just on the couch.
I could tell.
Golly. Yeah.
Amy's at work right now?
No, she's in her room.
Oh, just ignoring us?
Yeah, she's ignoring us.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, we better be loud.
Well, she almost ruined the last podcast.
She does that, though.
Interrupting us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not saying that we're going to cure something in this room, but there's some important shit going on.
You know what? I'm going to say it first right now. We're going to cure something in this room.
Watch out, cancer.
Whoa. I did not say we were going to cure cancer.
Man.
Maybe male pattern baldness is what we'll
Ah, man, I think you're losing that one, bro. You're losing that fight.
You can't tell. This is how you win. This is how you win. You
got a hat. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You see Q's going to Mexico?
Yeah. I knew he was going to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can do illegal things. It's going to be fun.
Nah, well, it'll be mostly legal.
To who?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Well, they certainly wouldn't let us do most of that shit here in the States.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the things you would expect.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, it'll be a good time. Can't wait. Mm-hmm.
We gotta buy tickets. Are we gonna do go to Nogales? How are we gonna do that?
Let's find out. Let's find out what's the best route.
Let's do it right now on the podcast because people would love to watch us look at our phones.
Yeah, we're going to Chihuahua, Mexico, and we were thinking about flying to Chihuahua, right?
Yeah, which is still like another 3 hours.
3 hours anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. They'd have to go, instead of just keep doing one trip to fucking El Paso, he'd have to make 2 trips.
Well, half of me wants to visit Hive.
Ooh, that would be cool. We'd have to leave earlier, though. We'd have to leave like a day
longer.
or 2. Yeah, leave a day or 2 earlier. Stay longer.
I don't know how long Hector plans on being in Galeana.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that'd be fun.
That would be fun. That would be interesting.
So that would be Nogales to Chihuahua because that's like the closest town, right? I assume.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're flying to El Paso.
Yeah.
That would be the cheapest way, apparently.
Yeah, but it'd probably be really inconvenient for Mario.
To drive to Chihuahua well, I mean, yeah, he usually goes to El Paso to like load up on supplies too. So he probably
check his mail and pick up stuff from.
So he probably still wants to do that anyways.
Yeah.
Well, he can pick up the Denver boys.
Yes. Oh no, he'll definitely be there. I mean, Q will be there.
Yeah.
Denver boys. So yeah, but I'm just saying it'd probably be like an extra trip unless we drove up with Hector.
Have you talked to Q?
No.
Because we got to coordinate with him too.
Yeah. No, I'll talk to him this week. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got to buy tickets.
Got to buy tickets, bro.
I hate buying plane tickets.
Why?
It's just like, I feel like it's always like, oh, you can do this or that. And it's like, this one's $300 more for no reason.
I'm all about what time do I need to get there?
And just be there?
Just be there. Yeah. If they say be there at 3, I try to find a flight that's at least 2:30. Yeah.
They're like, hey, we can get you to El Paso real cheap. You just got to fly to Atlanta first.
Yeah.
Like, what? That seems like it's way more expensive.
It's like when we were trying to get to Idaho Falls. They're like, you got to travel for 9 hours before you get there.
No, I don't.
Yeah. So we flew to Salt Lake City and then drove up.
Oh, just got a rental?
Yeah.
It's not that far, is it?
It was 3 hours.
From Salt Lake?
Beautiful drive, man. Mm-hmm. Those mountains they didn't look real.
Yeah.
It's fucking gorgeous, man. There was like...
And you weren't in the winter time, so there weren't any there wasn't snow or anything like that?
No snow.
Yeah.
The weather was absolutely perfect. So, yeah, we actually found a spot in Salt Lake that we wanted to eat, and then we drove out from there, and then we liked it so much that we came back in time to stop there again and eat on our way back. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, driving out there, it's like, imagine you're on this freaking highway and you see this giant freaking mountain. There's like a meadow going into a mountain, and there's like one house in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome.
I've driven to Big Sky, which is basically like maybe an hour and a half closer than Bozeman.
Yeah.
From here.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, that was a drive because that was for snowboarding, so it was like the winter time and it was snowing the whole time we were going up. That wasn't fun.
My buddy used to go out there for Moab?
Moab's in southern Utah.
Southeast
Utah. Yeah.
Yeah, he would go out there for like mountain bike trips and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's tons of that out there. There's pretty much like anything outdoors is going to be in like that Moab area.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's also really pretty. I mean, it's desert.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like just like red desert. There's tons of sandstone and everything everywhere, but it's really pretty.
So Utah has like everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's like Arizona. Arizona's very diverse.
Diverse, yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like that, and we don't have to deal with oceans.
Yeah.
Hurricanes and shit.
Yeah. I was, when I did work at a data center, and I was asking the guy like, why there's so many data centers coming to Arizona at the time. And he was saying like, well, if you look at this area on a map, There's no hurricanes, no tornadoes,
no earthquakes,
no natural disasters to speak of. And all you got to do is and it's got great power. It's reliable power. So all you got to do is air condition it. Yeah. And now it doesn't need as much air conditioning as it did like 20 years ago.
And I assume like those data centers probably they just cook. So they have to be a ton of air conditioning anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. But they used to have to keep those places like at 70 something degrees, 72.
Sounds wonderful.
Fucking freezing in there.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
That's what I want in my house.
Now the machines are like better, I guess. They don't have to be as cool. But,
oh, really?
Yeah. But you had to have like, 2 different power sources plus backup generator, shit like that.
Right, because you can't afford to like have that stuff go down.
No, it can't go down. And those generators are gigantic.
That's what Dakota's doing, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Well,
concrete,
he's pouring, but they're building data centers. Yeah, that's what he's going. Boise. He's going to Boise. 5 months. He's going to Boise. But it must be a good gig, man, because if you...
5 months? Well, I'm sure they pay him a ton. I'm
not worth what it would take to get me to leave for 5 months. I'm not worth it.
Seriously, that's a ton of money that you'd have to pay me to like just leave, pick up everything and go.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he's pretty young, right?
Yeah. I mean, he could just flip a switch. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he has kids. He's got a girlfriend. But,
yeah. Is she staying or is she going with him?
I don't know. She was talking about opening a business, so I don't know if she's still going to do that.
I mean, I guess like every couple of weekends you could fly back down.
Sure. Boise's not the other side of the world.
And he's not going to be, I'm sure he's not going to be paying for rent. He's not going to be paying for food.
No.
I imagine they're paying for all of that shit.
No. Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe they're just like, hey, this is your deal. If you don't want to do it, we don't need you.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like similar to when you get like, when I got recalled to active duty. So I got recalled to active duty. Can't
believe you're talking about military.
I know. I don't know what it is with this military thing, but got recalled, and you're just uprooted, and it's like what do they call it? You're going alone, basically. You're not bringing your family,
right?
So they're sending you somewhere, and you're not bringing your family. So I think, dude, this is like in 2001, and they were giving us like our food, like allotment was like $900 a month or something stupid, and then lodging is like whatever's approved is approved.
They just pay for it.
Yeah, they when I first joined the military, they gave you cash, like you paid in cash, and then
turns out 20-year-olds aren't smart with cash.
No, we're not. We're not. The smart ones would like go, like they call it TAD, like temporary assigned duty. The smart ones would go and buy like ham and bread and pocket the per diem.
Right.
You know what I mean? The stupid ones are going like McDonald's and drinking every night, shit like that. But
but McDonald's had a $1 menu back then.
It did. It actually, dude. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It was actually, you could get away. So when Amy and I were going to, do you remember the night before Amy and I went to Mexico? We went to the Hub.
Like recently?
Yeah,
sure.
So we went to the Hub, and for those of you that don't know, it's like a bar with really good food. That's all it is. It's like just bar food.
Has the best wings and the best nachos.
Hands down, dude.
I have never found anywhere that's close.
So good. Those Arizona smoked wings. Forget it. Yeah, they're so good.
You pick up the bone and the meat just stays.
It's false. Yeah, it's so good. But we stopped at that McDonald's on our way to Mexico at Gila Bend, and I think it was a breakfast thing. And I always get the same thing when I go to McDonald's for the breakfast thing because it's the only thing I know. It's the little 2 burrito combo thing.
Sure.
And then Amy got like a whatever muffin thing. It was $32. $32 fucking dollars. And I look at her, I was like, I think we spent $39 at the Hub last night.
Yeah. I told you how, like, I'm pretty sure the menu's broken.
What do you mean?
The little like self-checkout.
Oh, dude.
Because I remember when we went to Mexico, what was that? That was last October.
Yeah, last October. Yeah.
And it was like breakfast time, right? And it was like a sausage, egg and cheese McMuffin or whatever. If you bought one, it was like $3.
Oh, that's right.
If you bought 2, it was $2.50 or something. It was cheap. It was literally cheaper to buy 2 than 1.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm getting 2.
I told Carlos Morales once. I said you're the kind of guy that buys like 4 like McMuffins and you wipe your face with a wrapper. Oh my God.
Is it because he's fat?
Because he's fat. It's funny because he's fat. He says he's 260.
Maybe one of his legs.
I said his ass is 260.
His head's at least 100.
Oh my God.
Carlos, I think you should step on the scale. I think you're closer to 3.
He's got giant legs, dude.
He's got fucking trunks for sure.
Giant legs, yeah, man.
Same with fucking what's his name, Justin.
What about Justin?
He's like, I'm 148. I'm like, bullshit. You're 148.
Hey, man. I don't listen. I'm only interested in him making weight. That's it,
and not having a toddler belly.
No toddler belly. No, dude. You should have seen the look on his face when I told him that. He's like, you've been fat shaming me since I walked through the door. It's like, you're welcome.
And you haven't left.
You're welcome. That's right. And you look great. You're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. Well, let's be real. Sometimes he gets up to like 170.
Dude, I bet he can.
And he's shorter than me.
Yeah.
Remember, we've already established this.
He's a small framed guy, and he can pack it on. I mean, well, in his line of work, you work your ass off.
And you just eat what you can.
Yeah, and you don't look up. You know what I mean? Because you don't get paid by the hour. You get paid by the gig.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta hustle, man. You gotta do your shit. So and
when's your truck gonna be done, or your Jeep gonna be done?
Oh man, the Jeep should be done tomorrow.
Well,
I should be able to pick it up tomorrow. Yeah, it's black and it's got my logo on the hood, and it's gonna have the decals. You know the Jeep decals on the hood. It's gonna be I believe those are gonna be the Instagram handle. Okay. And then below the doors we'll have our website. And then I'm gonna get a wheel cover. I still haven't bought it. A wheel cover for the spare. And we're gonna put another logo on that. So it'll be all decked out.
Oh my God.
Fucking badass, man.
It's a write-off, baby.
It is a write-off. It's a big one.
Expensive write-off.
It's a big one.
You get a write-off the whole installation?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you decal your vehicle with your business,
advertising, right?
It is advertising. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, wherever you go, I was thinking about getting another decal made and for it to be like a QR and just have it on there so people can just QR.
You should do that.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. So people, what the hell is this QR? Or at least, what the hell is this? Fuck this guy.
Well, just like where your logo is, just put it like bottom right corner, and they can just come up and click it. So, see where your address is. Because people don't know how to use Google Maps.
It's just crazy, dude. So
where's that at? Google it, idiot.
When I was in the get off my lawn phase of my my sales gig, my sales job. Well,
not
my sales
anymore. Still get off my lawn.
So when I first started, you basically I'm not a general contractor by any means, but I had to coordinate several different trades, right? So, I mean, if we're going to do like a chiller installation, we need a pipe fitter, we need an electrician, we probably need some, some plans drawn, stuff like that. So I got to bring everybody to the site, right? We get together, go to the site, got the rigging company, all that stuff. And then people would call me or text me like, hey, send me that address or send me the whatever, where are we going? And then, and after a while, I was like, no, Google it.
Just Google it. It's not that hard.
First of all, I sent you a meeting invite with the address. Just click the address. It'll fucking go right to,
your app,
Google Maps. So,
It'll go right to MapQuest.
Remember that fucking shit? Remember TomTom? Remember TomTom?
His little device you put in your car.
Yeah. I don't know how many accidents that device caused.
Well, I mean, that
fucking thing would fall. No one ever put it on the window.
I was going to say, everyone has like navigation on their car now. It's like the
but the TomTom, you had to sit. Remember they had like a little beanbag for it? Did you ever see that thing? It was like a weighted beanbag. So yeah, it kind of sat flat and it had a little thing so you could put it in there. Dude, you hit the gas, boop, and you go to catch it, bam, you hit the back of the car in front of you.
I think you just drive too fast.
I do that. Yeah, for sure. Oh my God. Yeah.
You don't know where you're going. You should be driving slow.
No. You got to make good time no matter what.
That's true.
Yeah.
The time where it says, hey, you'll arrive at 2:30, that's telling you the time that you need to beat.
Bro.
That's the time to beat.
When we were coming back from Masters International, I was like, be there at what? Nah, I'll be there. I'll be there faster. I didn't even want to stop for gas. I was like, fuck this. Yeah.
We stopped in Blythe. It ruined our timing. That town is a shithole.
It is a shithole. Don't ever stop in Blythe.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom before we get out of here, and I'm like sitting just sitting on the car basically, waiting for him to come out, and I'm like, there's fucking, and this is like 11:30 at night. Like, was that midweek, right?
Yeah.
That would have been like Thursday night.
Yeah.
And people are just like wandering around being fucking methy. And it's just like, these motherfuckers are like looking for cars to break in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like such a shitty town.
They just pull on handles.
Yeah.
Just walk around pulling handles. Yeah, man. We on our way to there, we always stop in Quartzsite. On the way back, we stop in India.
Quartzsite's nice.
Yeah, Quartzsite's
Have you gone to that pizza place?
Nah.
What the fuck's it called? Dude, the pizza's good.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
When I picked up the little Acti in Los Angeles, I stopped there on the way out of town. I was like, "Ooh, holy shit!"
What is it called?
Google it.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's probably like 30 pizza places.
It's the only pizza place. No, there's 30 gas stations in that town.
Yeah.
It's like all gas stations.
Yeah.
And rock stores apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the state of California has been nice enough to increase their gas tax. So
good.
Yeah, that's always nice.
It's so funny because you stop in Quartzsite, it's like $3.
Yeah, $3.59
because it's cheaper because you're like basically like in a low income place, so they have to charge less. And then you cross the border and it's $5.
Yeah, it's wild.
Which is only like 20 minutes from Quartzsite.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, we got what's the next one we're doing?
Nationals.
2 weeks. Why is it that more popular?
I don't know.
Right?
Should be.
Nationals is not popular.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's busier than most opens, but barely.
Barely.
Yeah.
I mean, most opens.
Probably because Guy's dying.
The Guy is dead, man. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
IBJJF only makes $7.5 million a year. So, yeah.
That's it?
Guy's dying. Yeah.
It's probably because they take your money and then they don't return it for anything.
That's what the IRS knows about. Yeah. They probably make more than that now. That was an old number that I looked at. But
I don't know why Nationals isn't. It's honestly, it's like one of my favorite because it's like the venue's so big and open, and because it's not so big, it's like you have tons of room just to kind of like, if you don't want to be around people for a little bit, you can easily get away from people without having to like leave the venue.
Right.
Like Worlds, you have to go outside.
You have to go. Yeah. You have to walk down the hall.
Because even in the hallways, there's tons of people like getting warmed up or whatever, doing their shit. It's like you can't really get away from people.
Yeah. So we were going like out of the venue, up the stairs, down the hall just to get some quiet.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. It's so loud. I hate those tournaments, man. They're so loud.
Yeah, but Nationals is always in the South Hall.
Yeah.
It's always like that big open like what do you call it? Hall?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever the fuck they call it. It's just like it's big and open and there's just, a handful of mats that are where they need to be, like whatever, the 20 mats or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then like the whole thing is like you could fit like 100 mats in there.
Yeah. Is Ramsey at the Westgate?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because he only wants to stay. I think he's only staying for the night.
Oh,
yeah, okay. So I think he's staying the night before. He's going to compete and then take off that night. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Him and James.
Who's James?
He's got a mustache. He's a barber.
James with the mustache.
Featherweight.
Okay.
He's a featherweight that looks like a lightweight. Like he's got a ton of muscle.
Is he the... Yeah.
He's older. He's like maybe 40.
Yeah. He's
40,
younger than
45.
Me. Yeah. He's a mid-morning guy.
He does the 10 a.m.s often, and then he'll be in the evenings maybe twice a week.
I roll with him. He's a tough roll.
He's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He should be a black belt soon, no? Well, he just got his brown belt not too long ago.
I don't
last
recall.
Year.
Maybe. That's probably true.
Yeah.
I don't keep track of that.
Yeah, he's a tough roll, man. Good guy. So,
one of these young 4-stripe brown belt kids came in today.
Oh.
I was like, hey, roll with him.
Fuck you.
I'm like, dude, I'm like ready to get out of here.
I don't want to be
done.
Demoralized. Yeah.
It was a fun round. He's like, he's probably a lightweight. He's like skinny, but he's like maybe 3 or 4 inches taller than me. So so he might be lightweight, but yeah, he's good. Good. From Element.
Yeah, we had a guy come into the Saturday open mat from Gracie, Arizona. Brown belt. He was good.
Which one's Gracie, Arizona?
It's off of like the 51 and I want to say like Thomas, something like that. It's up there.
Okay. What's the one that's like off of like Higley and like, I don't know, Guadalupe or some shit?
Higley and Guadalupe?
something. It's like around that area. It's like just kind of like in the middle. It's like
Maricaba's off Power.
No, it's not Maricaba's. It's like I'm pretty sure it's a Gracie school, just like Gracie Jiu-Jitsu of some sort. Yeah, it's like right off of it's like in a gas station parking lot that has like a couple of other things.
I don't know.
I always forget where I drive by it every once in a while, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's jiu-jitsu there.
Yeah,
like just right by my house, there's that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu school.
Yeah. That place has been around for a while.
I don't know anybody who trains there though, or at least not.
I'm sure they have their own little crew.
I mean, I'm sure some of them come to our open mat, and I didn't even know that they train there.
Yeah, I don't think they go to a lot of open mats because I think what they do is a little bit more self-defense centered kind of thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So they just do their own thing. I think it's great.
Yeah,
good for them. Yeah,
I'd do your thing. I was like kind of playing with the ideas, like maybe I'll just drop in one day, be like, hey, you mind if I do a class?
I did a class in Houston. It was Sugarland MMA. Mm-hmm. The black belt there was so cool. He was really nice. And
Sugarland
MMA, just outside of Houston. And he's a Hoist Gracie black belt. And he's got like his Instagram has like him and Hoist in helicopters shooting pigs, shit like that.
Hell
like,
yeah.
They're close. Like they're, you know what I mean? They got they're close. And it was like, throwing punches and like, kicking your way into the clinch and stuff. It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
So it was like more like, not MMA, but more like
real self in the gi.
Yeah.
It was all in the gi. And it was like closing that distance. And he was like, changing levels, throwing punches, changing levels, closing that distance, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah. He does that. A lot of his videos are the old school, like, hip toss, arm bar, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Very, very, very self-defense centered.
Where you just like, I want to go to a jiu-jitsu school, and you just Googled jiu-jitsu and it popped up.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't know that it was going to be like
no, I had no. I went there with an open mind, and then I went to another place called. Oh gosh. It's got like a fire logo.
It's a circle.
It has an animal. It has a circle, and that was like a fire thing. Anyway, but they were really cool. Like, it was a 2-story facility, and the whole second story was mat space.
Damn.
From one end to the other. You walk up to the second floor, you take your shoes off, you're on the mats.
Nice.
It was so cool. The other morning class, there was like 25 people, 30, something like that in the morning. It was just a big place. And it's in a really good location. I bet their rent's expensive. But the only reason I remember them is because I was still training at Paul's. I wasn't, a black belt yet. But I was, what brown belt from their school came to Paul's one time and trained. I thought that was cool. So
do you, when you travel, do you email or message them and be
always? I give them a heads up.
I always do too.
Yeah.
And it's kind of always like I would say maybe 1 in 4 will actually respond to you.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And I'm just like, how do you guys keep your business open? Like, that's the first thing that I think of.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm like thinking about trying jiu-jitsu or something like that, I'm not gonna like. It's kind of weird. Like in my mind, just like, probably because I've been in jiu-jitsu for so long, it's like you don't just walk in, because it's like the chance of you actually getting to like really get to jiu-jitsu, because like most of the time their open hours are the hours they're training.
Yeah.
So you can't really like talk to somebody unless you like pull them off. I don't know. For me, it just like that seems like that's rude.
Yeah.
Like leave them a message. Shoot them a message.
Always. Yeah.
Right? But like if they don't answer, it's like, what? So you don't care? Or like, why do you even have your, business account? Because a lot of them, they're like, inquire here.
Yeah.
There's like that new system.
Yeah. And the last place I trained in Sugarland was the Renzo Gracie place. It was Riverstone BJJ.
Yeah.
They were so cool.
Yeah.
Small facility, but really nice.
Yeah.
Like their little square is like the whole building. Like that's, and I walked in and I'd let them know that I was coming. They replied. I walked in, shook hands with everybody, and then I was like, hey, what's your drop in? They're like, oh, no, just go ahead and jump on. I'm like, that's cool. So I bought a shirt.
Yeah.
And then I come out of the bathroom, changed out, and they're like, oh, you're a black belt. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But they were very nice. And so while all the stuff was going on, my mom getting sick and all that, every time we went to Houston, we go train there. Mm-hmm. And it was just really nice to have a place that was like friendly, familiar, where you could have some kind of normalcy in the chaos, right? That was the big thing for me, man. That helps so much. Mm-hmm. And Jamie, the black belt there, I just told him, I was like, man, I said, there's so much shit going on. I so needed this, you know? And we were talking about that not too long ago. I think Bill and I were talking about people using jiu-jitsu, or maybe it was you and I, were people using jiu-jitsu as like their mental break. I think it's great, man. I think people, you know, when they say like jiu-jitsu saved my life, you know, I was going through all kinds of stuff mentally. It can, but I don't think you should use it as the end all be all. I think like everybody needs someone to talk to, right? And if you're going through something really bad, you probably need a professional to help you get some of the tools that you need to get you through it.
Yep.
You know, like when I went to therapy, like the biggest thing I learned was fucking how to create boundaries, because I didn't have any, you know, and I was going crazy. Like I was getting pulled in a million different directions. And she's like, have you ever thought about saying no?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that never occurs to me, man.
Yeah.
You know, but that was a big thing. And like you can have jiu-jitsu or CrossFit or mountain biking or archery or whatever it is that you do. But man, if you're going through something, that's just supplemental. I mean, if you're there, let's say you do a class, what is that? You know, an hour and 15. You still got 22 and a half hours to deal with life. You know what I mean? That's a lot of time to deal with shit. So I don't know why I got on that, but I'm just thinking about I was just thinking out loud, man. People, I guess, helped me get through a lot of shit, but I also saw a therapist because I literally sat down for my first therapy session. And I was like, okay, so apparently I'm a fucking asshole and I need you to tell me why. She's like, okay. And like it's funny because like, I didn't realize I wasn't going there for answers. I was going there to ask the right questions. Like you got the answer, right? You know the answer, but you just don't know how to ask the right question. So it's really helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still doing it or no?
I haven't done it in a while, but I'm going to go back. Oh, it helped me a lot.
Because you figured it all out?
Oh, shit. No. No, man. But like, it wasn't like sitting there and like crying into a napkin and, you know, it was just talking through shit, you know? And then, you know, the therapist was like, hey, maybe this will help. And she'd give me like little handouts that I could bring with me and kind of give me little reminders, little cues. It helped.
Cocaine? She's like,
oh, I wish.
Maybe this
I didn't ask. I should have asked. Yeah. You know, a closed mouth don't get fed. That's all I can say. I should have asked.
She's like, maybe you need to be a little upper here. You know, that's the problem.
You know, I'm from the old school, and Freud did a lot of cocaine.
He seemed to have his shit together.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah.
I mean, speaking of like,
I don't know why I got on that. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, I'll derail us then. So the school that I visited in Miami, they were in a rec center.
No shit.
So even smaller. It was like they didn't even have their own location.
Do they just like rent time in the rec center? Like,
I mean, they had a relatively consistent schedule. Like, I think they didn't have. If I recall, they didn't have morning classes. They had, I think it was something like 5 to 6 was kids, and then it would have been like 6 to 7 was kids, and then 7 to like 8:30 was adults.
Yeah,
and like that was it. But they had it every day.
But they didn't have to like pick mats up and get them out.
They did.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the room that it was in like kind of looked like it would be for like dance or ballet or something. Like it had the mirrors on all one wall.
Yep.
But there was like a big storage so I think they just pulled them up, stacked them in the storage closet thing. That was just a big closet, and then they would bring them back out every day.
Did they have the rectangle style?
Yep. Wow, yeah, not even like those ghetto ass like wrestling ones.
Yeah, that would be a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't even know what to expect. Like I looked up the address, and the address just says like, you know, Miami Springs Rec Center or something like that.
Okay.
And they're just Miami Springs Jiu-Jitsu.
And you were like, fuck it, here I come.
Okay, cool, whatever. And then, that was great. I mean, and they were basically a bunch of people that were training at like the higher level people were a bunch of guys and girls that were training at this MMA school. Mm-hmm. And then there was some sort of falling out and they split ways. So they started their own thing here. So like all the upper belts were like good.
Yeah.
They were all good.
Yeah.
So that was fun. It wasn't like, you know, sometimes you don't know what you're going to get at
some
schools.
Yeah. And it's fun when you find it and you get to go back, you know, because you like I said, it's a sense of that normalcy, right? That predictability.
They were 3 miles down the street from my hotel, which was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, in Miami. Yeah, you're better off walking it,
dude. I was like, I honestly thought that someone because I was like, oh, all right, let me check the Uber, and it's like, oh, it's what do you mean? I'm going to get there right at 7 o'clock or something like that. I'm like, well, I guess come pick me up.
Fucking Miami.
Because I was just going to schedule you can schedule an Uber. I'm like, I was scheduled to pick me up in like a half hour.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you need to get picked up right now.
Yeah. When I would go, my company would send me to Minneapolis, and I would go to a place called M Theory in Minneapolis. And it was a good school. It was like, it was like kind of the feel that I wanted for mine. They had, something for everybody. I was a brown belt at the time, and there were a couple of brown belts that I could roll with that were like my age, and we would go at it, and then there were some young kids in there, like some young, super competitive blue belts that just twist your ass up because they're so fucking good. But one thing they had that I wish I had, they had a locker room. Oh man. I walked in, I was like, I'm so jealous that you have a fucking locker room.
God, how exhausting would that be though? You're like, all right, I need to close up, and you have to fucking run through the locker room. Idiots hiding in the locker room. Did I ever tell you when I locked Rich Pudliner into the Pauls? He was in the bathroom and I was closing up. I didn't know he was in there. I locked Gino in.
Did you? I set the alarm and everything.
I left.
I think he called me.
Yeah. I was gone. I was in my car. Andrea, I think, messaged me because she like went over to do physical therapy next door and was like, did you know Gino's at the school still? I was like, fuck. So I turned around and like, it's like, you're not locked in the school. Like you can unlock and get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I had to like come relock the door. I can't remember cause I think the alarm was going off maybe. No, I don't think it was. I don't remember. But anyways, he was just like, I'm like, well, fuck.
Well, Pudliner said that he heard me set the alarm, so he didn't want to come out of the bathroom and set it off. So he called me.
In the bathroom?
Yeah, he called me from the bathroom.
What, he thinks there's a fucking sensor on the bathroom door?
Well, I'm assuming there's a sensor as you walk out, right? I mean,
I think it's just a door sensor, though.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. So, anyway, but yeah.
Assholes, get your shit and get out of here.
I think the tough thing is like when you have showers and locker rooms and stuff is cleaning the place. Like you got to have a professional cleaning company.
Yeah, because it gets mildewy and it can get gross.
You got to clean every day. Yeah, those bathrooms got to get cleaned every day. There is no putting it off.
Because then you have like athlete's foot.
Yeah.
It's like no, you don't. Not just staph and ringworm now.
Yeah. It's it can be gross and like good luck closing.
Yeah.
People got to shower. What are you gonna do? You just gotta wait, sit there and wait. So it's good to not have it.
I mean, if you're gonna schedule stuff like after class, I don't know, meetings.
Yeah,
that might work that way.
Oh, dude, it's so tough to get anything done. Like, because I'll set up calls, and I'll be like, well, I got, an hour and a half before the next class, and then somebody just walked through the door.
Yeah,
like, bro, class doesn't start for like an hour. Oh yeah, I got nowhere else to go, so they just want to come and hang out, So
well, like, sit on the mats, I guess.
I'm going to be on a call, so I can't entertain you. So,
yeah. I always feel bad when you're like early and everyone wants to talk to you. And I'm like, I just want my own time for a second.
You don't get that. You don't get that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's where the boundaries come in, right? Mm-hmm. See? Setting boundaries.
Well, that's why it's nice you got like a closed door office.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to do it. Mm-hmm. I didn't want one at first. I didn't want that. But I realize I need it.
You need it. And like sometimes you need to talk to people.
Yes. Sometimes you got to have a conversation that requires a closed door. So, yeah.
Whether it's good or bad or whatever, sometimes you just got to keep some stuff between you and whoever.
Yeah. And some people, like, they'll unload some stuff on me. Like, sometimes it's shit that I don't need to know. Right. But, they want to talk about it. So,
well, it's part of becoming someone's mentor.
Yes. However, there's certain things that I'm not qualified to help you with.
Most things.
Now, there's certain mistakes that I've made that I could share some anecdotal, shit with you.
That's what I did.
Yeah. So this is what helped me.
I think a lot of people just need like a sounding board. They don't really expect you to help them. They just want an outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them are tough, man. Some guys get, cheated on. Some guys get, left. Some guys lose their jobs. So it's hard, dude, because you want to help them. I mean,
what can you do?
Yeah. It sucks, man.
Yeah.
But like you said, like being a sounding board, just being there, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, because a lot of those people, I feel like, especially like family people, I feel like a lot of times they kind of like trap themselves into their family.
Yeah.
You kind of like don't have time to hang out with their friends that much, so then they don't really have friends that they can really consult in anymore.
Yeah.
So they like end up, if something happens between them and their wife or girlfriend, it's like, now what? Who do I go to talk to about it?
Dude, I see so many people, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I admire, like, super dads, super moms. They're freaking awesome, man. But, like, if you spent your, I hate to say it, but the best years of your life, dedicating that to kids and stuff like that, that's noble. But if you didn't take care of yourself, man, I've seen so many people coming in, and they're only in, like, their early 40s, man, and they are in rough shape. Rough shape. Because it's so easy to, like, I can't because of kids.
Right.
I just can't because of kids. Like, you can't walk your dog, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something you can do, And I understand people have, like, injuries and, demanding jobs, shit like that. But, like, you're literally sacrificing your life for that.
Right.
Yeah, that's I don't know. My opinion, that's not okay. Dude, and I've always admired people. Like, when I tell people I got really good at a job I don't like. And I always admired the guys that were so fired up to do the job. They just loved it. They fucking loved it. I'm like, man, I'm so jealous because I don't.
Right. I fucking hate this.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my job because, it pays the bills. But I don't love it. I've always admired people that fucking love what they do. And now, I love what I do now, but I didn't then. It was just a means to an end. That's all it was.
You ever have a kid ask you, do you like your job? Well, not, obviously now you do jiu-jitsu. Well, now you hate jiu-jitsu. So.
No, I don't hate jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu. No, so I had a kid we used to train with. I can't remember his name. It'll come to me. He was really good. But he was about to graduate college. And he wanted to get into sales. I would say, like, for people that are thinking about, like, what they want to do, like, if you want to be in sales, I would say get an engineering degree because you'll make more money than you would if you didn't.
Right.
Just from a sales standpoint. It
depends on the sales.
Yeah. But, like, any kind of technical sales, you would make more money just because you have and it doesn't matter what engineering degree it is. It really doesn't. A friend of mine was a great salesperson in the mechanical field, and he had an electrical engineering degree.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he comes to me and he's like, hey,
the kid.
Yeah, the kid comes to me and he's like, hey, so I want to get into sales, but I want to see what that life is like. And I was like, okay, all right. Took him out to breakfast, and I said, I do commercial AC on the service end, and I don't get leads. I don't get like, hey, here's a list of 30 people I want you to go see, in a month. No, I got to create all of my own leads. So at the time, I would go on Google Maps and I would find buildings that had, it was at least 200,000 square feet or more. And owner occupied is the ideal target, right? Find out if they're owner occupied. And then I would kind of calculate what they were worth based on the equipment that I could see on Google Earth.
Right.
And some of them had internal, like if they had a mechanical room, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's the place I want. Yeah. But a lot of people had rooftop stuff. Right. So I can kind of calculate what it's worth. So I would be like, okay, so I want this building, and I find out who the owner is. I find out who the director of facilities is, and I'm talking to him. I said, I make his phone ring on his desk, right? I make his phone ring. And that takes some research, right? About a month of research, and then month of research and cold calls, right? Yeah. But eventually he answers, and then he tells me to go fuck myself.
Yeah.
And then I just go to the next one, and then the next one. That's my life. That's every day. That's my life every day. That's like all of this work for nothing until keep him in your pocket, call his ass back a month later. Maybe he was just having a bad day.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe just caught him at a bad time. And you don't even say you talked to him before. Say, hey, this is Alex, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually they give you a shot, and that's how you start building your funnel, right?
Or you catch him with a need.
Yes, dude. There's times when they're like, dude, your timing is perfect. And you're like, holy shit. So I'll tell you a quick stupid story. I was working for a company where I just started, and this company had several, it was like under an umbrella company that had several businesses, and one of them dealt with like aerospace. So before you got your cell phone or whatever, you had to be hired and walk through the front door before they ordered it. It's not like, where most jobs, like they have it waiting for you. It wasn't like that, because they had to go get shit encrypted and shit like that. So, whatever. I I was waiting for my phone and my laptop. And I was like, well, fuck it, man. I'll just go fucking old school, right? So I grabbed my own cell phone. I'm making phone calls from my desktop, my desktop phone, and jotting down notes. And I'm sitting there like, fuck, this is weird, Yeah. Then my phone rings. I swear to God, this happened. My phone rings. I answer the phone. I'm like, this is Alex. I can help you. And then the guy says, hey, my name is, I can't remember his name. He goes, I'm in Hopi High School. And he says, we did a chiller with you guys last year. We're ready to do the other one. I was like, I'll be there tomorrow. So I drove my ass to 5.5 hours north, and I went and met with the guy. Middle of nowhere, beautiful school. But I got a sale out of it just because I was near my phone.
You just happened to be the guy that answered?
I just happened to be the guy that answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that had sold him the chiller the year prior, he had left. I took a spot. Yeah. So that's why his phone rang. Yeah. So, yeah, that was... But anyway, yeah, so I was telling him, like, it's a tough life. And you can't take yourself too seriously. And you can't get too high on your highs, too low on your lows, because you fucking drive yourself crazy. But, dude, that's why, like, I can see why people drink, though. Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the young kids was just like doing the advanced class maybe a couple weeks ago, and I happened to get stuck with him. Yeah. But, I was just like, yeah, I'll drill with you, because he was obviously like small and no one wanted to roll with him. Right. Yeah. So I was like, I'll drill with you, whatever. And he's like, just kind of like talking like in between stuff or whatever. And he's like, so what do you do for work? And I was like, I just told him, pharmacy stuff. And he was like, do you like it? I was like, it pays
the bills. Yeah.
It pays and I tolerate it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't drive me nuts. Yeah. So it's like, and I was like, God, sometimes that's all you need.
That's it. Yeah. Dude, I'm good with that, man.
Yeah.
Especially like if your job isn't your passion, then just use it to fund your passion. Yeah. That's it.
I kind of find it's so weird because it's so like easy when you're like a kid to be like, I want to do whatever. I want to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
I want to be a fucking, I don't know, a jet pilot or something. It's like, oh God, you remember those days when you're a kid when you're just kind of like dreaming about like what you could do in the future. But the reality is most of that stuff isn't obtainable for most people.
I would say that all it takes is someone that you truly respect to tell you and make you believe that you can't do it.
Right.
I would say that's 90% of people's problem, man. Someone they loved, someone they respected, someone that shouldn't fucking tell them these things, told them that they can't.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. Come on.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like the real unobtainable stuff, or not. I mean,
president?
Sure. Somebody.
I'm going to be president. Bitch, you can't read. Come on now. Stop it.
Hey, doesn't stop a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like I want to be in the NFL. It's like,
sure. Yeah. That's,
it's like
true meritocracy, right?
1% of 1%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you are the best of the best.
Yeah.
To get into those.
Isn't it like less than 1%?
I would imagine
make it to the NFL from college
of people who play college football.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's a very small number.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, okay, then now you need to find something to do with your life. And it's
sell insurance.
But I was going to say, it was like, how many people have a job that they can literally say that they love and they mean it?
Very few, man. That's why I admired them so much.
Right.
I mean, I worked for a guy, I fucking hated him. Ted. Never forget Ted. I fucking hated the guy, but I admired him because he really loved his job. He sucked at it.
Yeah.
He was terrible. He was there to manage people, and he sucked at it. Everybody hated him, but he loved it. You know what I mean? Like, he would get on calls and fucking meetings that should be a fucking email, and he was having the time of his life, dude.
You sure he just didn't put on a good face?
No, he really dug it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can tell a bullshitter, right? And
sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, unless he was a fucking sociopath.
Unless
I don't know.
Murder somebody.
Yeah, I mean, if he's a fucking sociopath, maybe he got me, but I don't know, man. He seemed like he fucking loved it, man.
But I mean, there's just like, there's so many things that need to be done, like work-wise, like around like jobs, different jobs, whatever it is, like whether it's, AC, sales or whatever it is. And not enough people not say there's 1,000, sales jobs. It's like those all need to get done, and there's not 1,000 people who are going to love it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But there are 1,000 people that can tolerate it.
Yeah, and they can get good at it.
Yeah.
And then you find something that you love doing outside of work and just do that.
Right. Yep.
I was lucky coming up in jiu-jitsu because I work for some people who are just awesome. Yeah. There was awesome people to work for. Like I had one boss, like we kind of started at the same time at the new place. He was a manager. He managed like 3 states, and I was just a sales guy. And I went to him. I go, hey man, we were going to Worlds, and I was like, hey man, I gotta take like a week off. How do I do that? He's like, I don't know, just go. He goes, I don't have time to teach you how to put in for vacation. Just go. Yeah. All right, cool. So I can just leave. So yeah.
But I mean, have you ever heard someone who says like, if you don't love what you do, you should quit?
Oh no, that's
such a stupid idea.
Horrible advice.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you hear it a lot.
Yeah. Because there might be something that you think you want to do, and then you go do it, and you're like, oh, shit.
And then you're like invested in that or whatever it is.
You're all in.
And you literally can't just drop I mean, some people have the safety net of like, maybe your parents will let you, go back to your old room when you were in high school or whatever.
I get it, yeah.
Some people have that, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And to tell someone, oh, if you don't love what you do and you shouldn't be here, it's like, okay.
Then what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to love it.
Yeah.
But like you said, shit's got to get done. Might as well do it.
Yeah.
So
if you can tolerate it, if it's not killing you, then fucking do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like kind of like the number of jobs where people can do like, where people like, I own my own business and I love it. It's like, okay, but everyone can't own their own business.
It's true. It's true.
Like literally everyone can't own their own business. That's not feasible.
Yes. I mean, like not everyone can own a business that's profitable and they can actually support their families with.
Fair. Yeah, you can own a business that's shit.
Yeah, you can own a shit business, whatever, like make half-assed t-shirts.
Own a business where you can make a living and loving it.
I love it, man. I love what I do. I mean, there's aspects of it that just suck. Like oh gosh, like
Colin Opper.
Oh my God. No. No, I don't mind any of that, dude. Personnel stuff, students, like, issues, like people going through shit, you know what I mean? Like, I really wish that more people would talk to me before they make a decision on, how they should approach staying with jiu-jitsu or not.
Right.
Because they just ghost. Yeah. And then I'll catch up with them. And they're like, hey, what happened? Oh, man, I didn't want to bother you with it. Bro, like, especially if they're like my OGs, like, guys that have been with me since the beginning, like, I'll take care of you, man. Like, we can work something out.
A lot of people don't want to be a burden.
I get it. I get it, man. Yeah. And
whether it's financial or emotional. Or...
And like me, I'm too proud. You know what I mean? I couldn't, so I understand that, but I really wish, and that makes me internalize, like, am I approachable? Am I just a fucking asshole? But, yes. All of that stuff, like personnel issues, coaching issues, things with students, things with parents, that's the part I love. It's when you get this fucking notice from the government saying, hey, you got to fill out this census thing. And what? Why?
All the red tape bullshit.
All of that shit, dude. Yeah.
The running a business bullshit.
Yeah, the running a business bullshit. But like we're lucky that the city that we're in is very business friendly. They're fucking cool.
You guys are technically Mesa, right?
We're Mesa, yeah. Okay. So I mean, like the city of Mesa, like you can fix everything's fixable. It's like one email away.
Yeah,
it really is. Like everything. They're a great town to like business license. I think I filled it out wrong. I still got it. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, whatever.
Because I was like, I don't fucking know that. You know what I mean? And it comes in the, I got an email with it. And I'm like, perfect. So that type of shit. But there's things like there's things that you do that make you feel like really grown up. Mm-hmm. Like I just bought insurance. Hey, all right.
And you're like, damn it, that was expensive.
It was really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what those martial arts, and I went with like an actual insurance company. I used to go to those martial arts insurance places, and they're like almost double what you would pay. Yeah. And the coverage isn't even as good. I had to research that a little bit.
Yeah.
But like
they kind of like trick gym owners into thinking that's what they should do.
Yeah. Because hey, this martial arts insurance, of course, right?
Yeah.
But
turns out you just gotta have good insurance for people getting hurt. Period.
Yeah. Well, my insurance guy, he was like, "You're gonna pay the whole thing up front." I'm like, "Yeah." I don't want payments. Mm-hmm. But if you say that to martial arts places, they're like, okay, well, you're not insured until it's paid up.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's double what I'm paying right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, call your local insurance guy. Trust me. They do a much better job.
What company do you use?
Farmers, my next door guy. Yeah, Scott.
Okay.
Scott, What's Scott's last name?
Google it.
Yeah, Scott.
Right next door to
Mesa.
AEM.
Yeah, right next door to the academy. Yeah, Scott took care of me. I walked over because I got the bill for next year, and I was like, man, this is a lot. So I walked
to see if the grass was greener or not.
I printed up the coverage, took it over to Scott. He laughed, and he's like, dude, this is not this expensive. And he walked me through like this, and that. Hey, he was like, we should add this or we should add that. It was half of what I'm paying. Yeah.
Did you get to call them and be like, fuck you guys, I'm out?
It was an email. They're like, hey, don't forget you're due. No, thank you. That was a good feeling.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, saved me a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, but got to do it, man. You got to get that insurance. So I mean, there's just shit like that.
Yeah.
Fire inspections are like, fuck yeah, I got my fire inspection done.
The grown up stuff.
The grown up stuff. Yeah.
Well, what's the toughest thing?
The things that are out of your control, like my roof leaks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are really. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, we're not cheap. And I try to keep the place clean. Mm-hmm. I try to make sure everything's like the walls are painted and everything looks nice. And then you got a fucking roof leak. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing I can do about it. Like I can't sue my landlord because they'll probably kick me out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's like, yeah, then they're like, well, then we're not renewing this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
how's that work in Arizona?
I don't think they can, like, out of the blue. I mean, we have a lease, right? Yeah. And, if they were to run me out, they run the risk of not being able to populate that or lease that space out because we got it. And Scott, the next door from the insurance place, he was the one that told me, he's like, that place sat empty for a while.
Yeah.
So,
because it was like a ballet place.
Yeah, it was a ballet place. Yeah. And they try to get cute with the ballet folks. I met them. Their son used to train with us. Guy Ty. He was a really nice kid.
Okay.
But they moved to a really cool spot. It's like a warehouse type building. So very jealous of that. So of the space. I love our location.
Yeah.
But I'm jealous of their space. So the only thing I can hope is that the people next door leave and I get to take over that spot.
The gym or the...
Yeah, the gym.
Oh.
Yeah. They won't. They do really well.
Yeah. It seems like they always have people there.
Bro, they churn them. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So things like that. Sometimes the drama can be a little much.
Like with coaches.
Yeah. Well, coaches are prima donnas, man. You know what I mean? You're one of them. The coaches are prima donnas.
I'm an easy coach.
But I really don't have a coach that's like a complainer. Mm-hmm. I have a good group of coaches. And I really don't have an issue. Like I don't have people like dating, shit like that. That's just
messy
poison. It never ends well. Have you ever seen a jiu-jitsu relationship end well?
I mean,
one that started in the gym. Yours was different.
It started at the gym.
That's true. All right. I have one example of a good one.
Now I have to tank it to give you an example.
Yeah. Hey. You know what? I need to bat 1,000.
See?
I need to bat 1,000. Yeah, but that's always an issue, man. When people start dating and then it becomes
it's definitely statistically never a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one little bout with that, but it seems to have resolved itself. But there's some residual
well, that's the problem. It's like like nobody can be an adult, it seems like.
No.
If they break up, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to train in their classes.
Yeah. Well, but if people come in as a couple, mm-hmm. I'm good with that. That seems to be fine.
Yeah.
I have had people that are like, one trains with me and one trains somewhere else because they want to have that individual experience.
That
they don't
separation.
Want to, yeah. And I think that's really healthy that they do that.
Yeah. I've seen I always thought it was kind of weird, but where the kids train at one school and adults train at another.
That's a weird one for me.
Yeah, because Joey was like that for a while. Like his kids were training with JVB, and then he was at Paul's.
Oh, I didn't think. Yeah, I thought they were all at JVB and moved to Paul's.
I mean, it might have been onesie twosies at a time.
Yeah,
but it was always kind of different schools.
Yeah,
and I know Bella really likes it at your school.
Bella's awesome
because she's got you got a lot of teen girls that are her age.
Yeah, we got Abby, Roxanne,
buddies,
those kids.
All buddies.
Yeah, Ben's that kid. I love that kid, but oh my gosh, he drives me crazy. He comes to me. We're at the hub the other night, and he comes to me. He goes, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the knife or the axe throwing place. That's okay with you, right?" I'm like, no, no, I'm not okay with you going to throw axes. Are you crazy?
Well, like, I don't even know if they could. They need their parents to sign
Probably.
a waiver, right?
He was messing with me.
Oh.
He was messing with me. So, no, but he's a good kid, man. I'm really lucky. I'm lucky to have him because he's a good one.
Does he work with like the kids and like as like a coach?
Dude, he's the best.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Him and Harlow and Abby used to do it, but now she's doing wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a group of like the teens that help with the toddlers.
Yeah.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
They do a great job.
Is it Tiffany or is it Justin that teaches them?
Tiffany.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She blends in.
They're actually taller than her.
A couple are getting close. Yeah. No. Yeah. The tough thing with the toddler class is like I have people come in with like 3-year-olds, and I'm like,
Are they potty trained?
Well, yeah, that's part of it, but it's not that kind of class. You know what I mean? It's not like we're trying to get them prepared to go to the kids class, and
it's not daycare.
It's not. Yeah, yeah. So it's 4 to me is pushing it.
Yeah,
you got to be a mature 4 to be able to like jive in that class,
right?
Because like I got 6-year-olds in there that are not ready for the kids class, and the parents know it, and we're cool. But I've had a 5-year-old where I just walk up to the parents and I'm like, hey, your kid's gonna get bored in this class. We need to move them. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And I can tell in day one.
Yeah.
The kid's like super bright, getting everything, answering every question. He's only been there a day.
Right.
I'm like, number one, the kid's confident. Right. That's a huge thing.
Right.
Number 2, he's not shy. He or she are not shy. And number 3, they understand their body. They understand what they're doing.
Right.
They're not sitting there crying with their hands in their mouth.
Right.
So they're ready. They're ready for the kids class.
Yeah.
And then there's some kids that like, that kid doesn't know how small she is.
Yeah. Just wants to go with all the big people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I enjoy it, man. We've had several kids like, as we're growing as a school, we have kids that are graduating from the kids to the adult class and then the toddler class to the kids class. And it's cool, man. Mm-hmm. And some of the kids that were like, little are now like the big kid in the kids class. And that's fucking cool, man. That's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's, anyway, Ben, we're talking about him, but, I'd like to see that teens class grow a little bit more, but that's just going to take time.
I feel like that teenage is when they like start wanting to make their own decisions.
Yep. Their friends become very important.
Right.
And their friends are not doing jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. They're in school.
Be.
Yeah, they should be, those bastards. But they're doing other shit. But like, Aaliyah's a good example. Like we lost her, she trains off and on, but we'll get her back. She loves doing jiu-jitsu. She's just doing other shit, man. They start hanging out with their friends, 1. They start doing other sports, 2. And then they start getting jobs.
Yeah.
They don't have time to come in because they work at night.
Yeah, when you're a kid, those jobs are like when I say kid, I mean like 18, 19, 20, 21. It's like those jobs are like they fill in the free time outside of school.
100%. Yeah.
Right. So and then they do want to spend time with their friends. So it's just like. And
the jobs that they're getting are like, hey, we need you to close.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What? Sure, you're going to pay me? You're going to pay me to be here? Hell yeah. So they just want to make money. I know. I get it.
Yeah.
I was that way, in high school. Want to make a little coin.
Yeah, when school's there, it's school, job, jiu-jitsu's probably going to get cut out for a while.
For a while. Yeah, we lose them. We lose them about 15. Get them back about 18, 19. Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. So it goes. What about like people coming, going, never know. Like I feel like the unknown of like whether or not you're going to have enough students.
Well, that's what marketing's for.
Yeah.
You always want to have your name out there, and I think like if you're just relying on social media, you're kind of fighting a losing battle because the only people that watch jiu-jitsu stuff on social media are already doing jiu-jitsu and they belong to a school that they love.
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's kind of silly when like that's your marketing plan is like, post videos and post shit on your stories. It's
and that's great. That gets your name out there, but
that's just people like your friends that do jiu-jitsu care about that. That's it.
Yeah, dude, I rarely get strangers commenting on our, technique.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do the ads that we can target like people that do CrossFit or, mom, stay-at-home moms or whatever, for ESA, stuff like that.
Is that through social media though still?
That is through social media.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're hitting people outside of our little bubble.
Right.
So
that you can like select a demographic and be like, go.
Yeah, and you can be pretty friggin' dialed.
They have lots of metrics.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
By the way, if you have an iPhone, they know everything.
Cool. That's why the interface works so well.
It works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know what? I want to buy Windows. Watch, I'm going to get a bunch of Windows.
Yeah. iPhone's going to be like, not today, Satan.
Yeah. Uncle Zuck's going to find me. But you know what's wild, dude? Like, do you ever use Facebook?
Yeah, I not as much as Instagram.
Right. But you don't know people that are like on Facebook that are doing Facebook shit, right?
Mm-mm.
Dude, everybody's on Facebook except us.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's where the majority of our fucking business comes from, Facebook.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Well, older people.
I was asked like, hey, where'd you find us? Oh, we saw you on Facebook. Cool. No, even young people in their 20s. They're on Facebook. All of our haters, Facebook.
Mm. That's because
and we love them. Thank you,
why
haters.
They're haters.
Thank you, haters.
Because they exclusively use Facebook. That's why they're haters.
That's true.
That's what Facebook is good for, is riling fucking idiots up.
Bro. Yeah.
And now with like AI and bots and shit, holy shit.
Oh my God.
There is so many people, you'll see reels and I'm like, obviously AI, and you'll go into the comments and you're like, I can't believe they let you do that. And I'm like, how do you, like...
You simple motherfucker.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking in my mind. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The boomers are doomed.
Dude, we are.
Yeah.
Am I a boomer? No, I'm a Gen X.
Yeah, same thing.
Gen X?
No. Same thing.
Gen X? Yeah, Gen X.
The ones that can't drive without glasses, they're doomed. Hey.
I think I'm good. I think I'm okay. I get headaches, but I'll still...
Do you have bifocals?
I do.
See?
Dude.
There it is.
When I went to the optometrist and he's like, oh, we're going to do like a far-sighted, nearsighted, and fucking readers on your glasses. I'm like, am I dying? No, for real. Am I dying? He starts laughing. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Well, you did start playing golf. I'm just saying.
Dude, it is the one sport. It's the most aggravating thing you'll ever love. Mm. It is a sport. Imagine a sport where you're set up to fail.
That's why the lowest score wins.
The lowest score wins. Yeah. Yeah. The guy that does the least amount of work wins.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And like, and you'll hit 2 great shots. And then you'll be 5 feet from a hole. And you walk away with a 7.
You'll putt. Right.
Motherfucker. Yeah. So somebody described it this way. I'm sure this is true for a lot of sports. Mm-hmm. They said, you've got to practice like it's the most important thing in the world. And you got to play like you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know how hard that is? Like you hit a bad shot, you're like, oh, I don't want to hit a second bad shot.
Because if it gets in your head, then you just get more and
more
compounds.
You got to practice like it's the most important thing in the world and play like you don't give a shit. I can't think of something else that's like that. Mm. Right?
I can't think of something that I want to do less.
Oh, dude. I'm so glad you don't do it, just knowing that you'll never be out there to ruin it for me. You know what I mean?
What, you mean being better at it than
Yeah, me? Yeah. Oh, that's one thing. That's a low bar, my friend. It's a low bar.
I was like, I thought you said this was hard.
Have some goals. Fuck you.
It's fucking easy.
Can you imagine? I'm just going to go put the ball in the hole. Shut up.
It's a lot easier when you do it in one hit.
I'm just going to do that every time.
Was that Happy Gilmore? He's like, good plan.
Good plan. Was his caddy, the homeless guy. He's like, just don't let me do anything stupid. Oh, it was a kid. It was a kid. And he's like, just don't let me do anything stupid. And he does something stupid. He's like, way to go, dumbass. They're making a part 2.
Why?
I don't know. Look it up. It's part 2.
I don't want to.
Bro.
It'll probably depress me. It's probably not going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever watch Beverly Hills Cop, that like new one that they put on?
No, I can't do it.
I can't do it either.
I can't do it. Yeah, I I watched part 1 and part 2, and that's as far as I could go. Like, I didn't want to.
And they're like, it's perfect.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, part 1 was a great movie.
Yeah,
it was a great movie.
It's like Die Hard after, like, I would say after the second movie, but the third one is watchable.
Yeah.
And then they started doing all the remakes, or not remakes, but reboots, and you're like, please stop.
So,
please stop.
So you know the guy that played, the actor that played his lieutenant, the guy that would come in and start yelling at him and shit.
We're talking about Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
So he was an actual, like, higher up in the Detroit PD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was corrupt.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Him and the mayor were like in on shit. Fucking wild.
I feel like they all are.
Yeah. Dude, I'm on this. Did I tell you about the Karen Reed rabbit hole? Oh my God. Dude, I don't know what I'm going to do when it's over. They're in deliberations.
Right now?
I don't want it to end. Dude, if anybody doesn't know what this is about, just YouTube. Don't Google YouTube Karen Reed trial.
And watch a video on it.
There's so many videos. Because it's like, they have like a court TV.
Right.
Like you can watch shit live. I didn't know that.
I hope this lady doesn't ever have to work a day in her life again.
Bro, she could go to jail though. It's that corrupt there.
Isn't it fucking wild to like watch stuff where they like show you like the corruption and they're like, she could still lose though. Yes. You're like, how the fuck? How the fuck?
Have you ever seen the movie Spotlight?
I don't think so.
So it's based off of these journalists that work for the Boston Globe, I believe, right? And they were Spotlight because they were investigative reporters back when people did that shit.
Yeah.
And they exposed the Catholic Church in the Boston area.
What? Did they do something wrong?
Bro.
What did they do?
And it was all cover-ups. Like everybody, the fucking chief of police, the mayor, everybody was in on the cover-up. Because
it's like the Gilbert Goons.
It's like
the whole, like the police is in on it.
Well, I mean, the Catholic Church is what the LDS Church is here.
Yeah.
Right? In Boston versus here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, someone once told me, it's like, oh, it's the blah, blah, blah mafia. And I'm like, that sounds ridiculous. Until the Gilbert Goons.
And then you're like, oh, it is.
Absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because only the poors went to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of stopped being a thing.
Yeah. Surprise.
Isn't that wild?
It's fucked up, but yeah.
Yeah. We'll probably get thrown in jail for talking about it.
Well, that's because IBJJF is going to come for us.
The IBJJF is the greatest organization
in the world.
In the world of any sport.
All of them. It's not corrupt.
It's not corrupt. Not at all. Not at all. Oh my God. Yeah.
They're going to be like, yeah, we revoked your memberships.
Can you imagine? For talking shit.
I'd be like, darn it, I don't have to cut weight anymore.
You're going to get a sternly worded email, my friend. Just you wait. Just you wait. I'm going to AI that shit too. It's going to be stern. Oh my God. Yeah.
Can you tell AI to like motherfucker somebody?
Probably could.
Do you think it would know what that means?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it didn't know, it'll make it up.
You're like, okay. Like,
yeah.
You motherfucker. It's like, that's right. That's what I wanted.
Yep.
And then you can be like, AI told us.
I wonder if it'll get to a point where, like, I want you to launch a personal attack on Tojo for me. And it just goes into your fucking Google history and everything you've ever looked up. And
dig up some dirt. 2003, you said this on Twitter or whatever. I don't even know if
get
Twitter's
there,
old.
right?
Yeah.
It's not that far-fetched.
I mean, if a regular person can do it,
can you imagine
you can definitely program
supercomputer?
Yeah. Absolutely. It would take like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
You know, and be like, hey, find me.
Where do you want me to start?
Show me a time when Alex Martinez used the N-word.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Like, there was a camera there? Oh my God. Yeah. I bet. I bet. It could be like.
Well, that's what, like, you know, there's all these people who they get off on just like burying people from their stuff they might have said when they were like 15 or whatever. It's like,
yeah.
Well, now, you know, all these 15-year-olds are just putting all their shit on the internet.
Yeah.
And when they're too stupid to know better.
Well, before it's a bad thing, right? I mean, back in the day, you could say certain things or, you know, make certain jokes that today you couldn't make, and they'll bring that shit up.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude, that was like 2002. You know? Wow.
Well, it's like, like at work or whatever, we're always like, anything you put in an email can be like deposed, like
absolutely
can get pulled into court.
It's
like
legal
always
document.
whether it's chat, or Teams meetings. It's like it may be getting recorded. It may not be. You don't know.
Yeah.
But just assume it's all being recorded.
Yeah.
And that anything you say or type out can get pulled, and you might have to answer for it someday.
Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of like how you gotta have to live on the internet nowadays too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And people don't.
Yeah. And back in the day, did you ever use a BlackBerry?
No.
So back in the day when BlackBerries were a thing, they had a messenger in the BlackBerry. Well, all of that was transcripts. That's all it was. Like, if you're using that to communicate with somebody, you're a fucking moron, because the company would use that as transcripts. So there were people that were getting busted, like, hey, I only worked 12 hours last week and I put in for fucking 40 or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they were doing it, like, bragging about it on their BlackBerry, so they got busted.
That's how you. That's why nobody has a BlackBerry.
Fuck no, man. They were the shit back in the day, man.
Apple was like, I know they are a terrorist, but I can't give you their transcripts.
That's true.
And I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But man, they got my back.
Yeah. Yeah. We need this. No.
Nope. 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 They're like, we're gonna get okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Knock yourself out.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, man.
I mean, there is something to be said for that. I mean, that's like true privacy. Like, I don't give a fuck if they know, but if they're not going to give it away to where it's going to matter.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, are we done? Should we call it?
Let's call it.
Hour and 15. All right, everybody. If you love the podcast, or if you hate the podcast, please like and subscribe. Please follow us on the interwebs.
Facebook, apparently.
Facebook is, we're big on, well, we're not big on, I don't know what to call it.
We just get a lot of shit.
We get a lot of hate on Facebook.
I don't get to see any of it.
Please hate us on Facebook. Please hate us more on Instagram. Please. It's so much more convenient. Yeah, it's so much more convenient to hate us on Instagram. And we're, apparently we're on Twitter and TikTok.
You mean X?
Yes, sorry. X.
I don't know what Twitter is. It doesn't
and
exist.
TikTok. Did you know we were on TikTok?
No.
I had no clue. Steven told me.
Oh, now the Chinese have access to your internet.
Oh, no. You mean like they always have?
Yeah. Like every app that uses the internet. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Tojo.
Adios.
Everybody, if you want to support the podcast, please support us by buying Salt Electrolytes. They are the best electrolyte supplement on the market, and use code Foxcast15 at checkout.
That sounds
Foxcast15 at checkout.
Also, if you want to support the podcast,
don't say it. Don't say it. You're going to say something really stupid. Dude, I just did an awesome promo.
buy us whiskey.
Buy us whiskey. Ooh, yes. Dude, Buffalo Trace is cheap.
Yeah, it's like $24.
$24. Live from the IBJJF Foxcast. IBJJ Foxcast.
Yeah.
Live from the IBJJ Foxcast.
International BJJ Foxcast.
BJJ Foxcast.
IBJJF.
That's right. With 12 listeners, and one of them's in Ireland.
Yeah, he's our best listener, probably.
What are we going to talk about this fucking
He's the
episode?
one that defends us.
Who? Oh, the guy in Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
He calls all those all the dumb Americans